Okay, so I just did a video. I'm doing another one, and what I wanted to talk about is one of the things that you can do to prove that the Earth is not spinning. Now, go to a local kids' playground. All right. Now, being a single dad, I visit the playground pretty often with my two girls. And out there on the playground, they have this thing. It's called a merry-go-round. So, I challenge you to this. If you still want to believe in a spinning ball, all right, stand in the middle of the merry-go-round. Get your buddies, get your kids to spin you on the merry-go-round. Now, one, I want you to try to, without holding on, don't cheat, walk to the edges of the merry-go-round without losing your balance. And again, no cheating, no holding on. And I want you to maybe get one friend to stand like a compass, north, south, east, and west. And they spin you. Now, typically on a merry-go-round, maybe 5 miles an hour, you can get up to, I don't know, maybe 10. Let's just say 5. Now, I want you to be able to point out your buddy that's at the north with clarity, the south, the east, and the west. Walk out to them. Oh, and don't forget this very key fact. Make sure that you can't feel yourself move. I challenge you. I bet you can't. You see, toys like merry-go-rounds, see, God has a sense of humor. The reason why we have a merry-go-round is to make us realize that there is no way that you can't spin around and around and around and around and around and around without feeling yourself move. But I have an even simpler challenge. Okay, let's say you can't find a merry-go-round. Go out, like me here in my yard, and just simply do that. Child's play, right? But wait. Tell me you didn't feel yourself move. Tell me that you don't feel somewhat dizzy, disoriented. Do you know some people actually vomit because their equilibrium right here, center of balance, same thing that planes use as a gyroscope? Well, God put one in your head. Why? To keep you oriented. Oh, well, you say, come on, man. You know, gravitational pull and all. Well, I got another one for you. There used to be this ride at the fairs called the Gravitron. Go on one of those and tell me you don't feel yourself spinning. Now, that thing can spin at 100 miles an hour. When I got off that thing, I was sick. All right? And I felt myself move every single time. But yet, I'm supposed to be standing on something that's 25,000 miles in circumference, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, traveling around a universe at 660,000 miles an hour, being pulled through space, and I don't feel not one single solitary movement. Well, you've become accustomed to gravity. Okay, well then explain this. When a baby comes out, I've seen 2 of those live births, by the way, wasn't grossed out. Why doesn't the baby become violently sick? Why don't they vomit? Why aren't they disoriented? Why? Because nothing's spinning. You see, when you spin, you always feel yourself move. Okay, there's no such thing as G-force, gravitational force. It's called centrifugal force. When the center pushes you out to the outermost edge. Don't believe me? Take a top. Spin a top. Put a pencil tip on it. You'll see it makes revolutions and it gets wider and wider and wider. So this even disproves that we're getting closer to the sun theory. Well, a top proves that that theory is garbage because as something spins, it doesn't draw closer to the circumference. It moves further out. These are just some simple, basic, scientific experiments. See, the whole purpose of science is you present a theory. The theory is then to be debunked. You try to disprove your theory in order to make your theory valid. That is science. That is what science is about. Not the religion, not beliefs, not personal opinions, but facts. Facts that you can prove or disprove. That's science. But what they're selling us today in schools, what they're selling us today on television, what they're selling us in the masses, whether it be National Geographic's, the History Channel, or whoever, they are trying to sell you on the religion of science. Well, we all know what God says about religions. He's destroyed many of them, many of pagan religions, because they go against him. You see, he gave you basic senses. The reason why? Because, like it says in the Bible, do not let any man deceive you. Well, he said that for a reason. He said it several times. Do not be deceived. Do not fall for deception. Oh, and here's another one. You go look up in Timothy. Timothy was warned not to believe in science. Now, wait a minute. Way back in the day, in Paul's day, everybody believed the earth was flat. Historic Jews. Paul said he was a Jew of all Jews. He believed that the earth was flat. So why would Timothy be warned not to believe in science? Why? Because God knew from way back even in Timothy's day, he knew that science would become a religion and people would fall for the deception. So I challenge you just to do these simple scientific tests. And tell me you don't feel yourself spin. Tell me you don't feel yourself move. Tell me you don't get dizzy when you spin around. And if you can prove that you don't, well then I just might buy for 10 minutes that I live on a ball spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, traveling through a solar system at 70,000 miles an hour, and the sun is 93 million miles away from me. Again, brothers and sisters, do as God commands us. Test all things. Well, here's a test. Test it. See for yourself. Start a conversation. Any conversation. You know, social media. Hey, I'd like to talk to you about something. You got a few minutes? Check out this video. Tell me what you think. I'm open to objections. That's how it started for me. Had a friend challenge me and say, hey man, got something I want you to look at. Go check it out. See what you think. I've been trying to debunk him and disprove him ever since he challenged me. Well, I awoke. Can't debunk the flat earth. Can't debunk that science has become an occultic religion. Can't debunk the fact that NASA is selling us lies and images and CGI and bullcrap through the masses. And, by the way, ripping off billions of dollars. Okay? While people like me, people even probably like you, who are living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck just to make it in this world. Brothers and sisters, I love you. I hope you enjoy my channel. If not, hey, I'm okay with it. Peace and love to all. God bless you all.